One of the places I always check is the front door. Why? Because most people come in through the front door. So we take a look and we see exactly what the vibrations of people who have come through the door and the energy that comes with them. I would say things are pretty normal in that regard. If we check the garage door, just to make sure. Even though this family does use the garage door quite a bit, there doesn't seem to be any negative or positive energy coming through it, and that could be because it is a steel door. This is the living room. A lot of energy. There's a mixture of negative and positive energy here. And this could be very well from somebody who lived here before that this family moved in, or created by the family who is living here now. Okay, not necessarily in a bad way, but what happens quite often, people in the workplace, they absorb the energy of the people around them and they bring it home. Okay, eventually it accumulates to the point that it becomes like a mountain. And you know that if you lie down in negative energy, you're going to smell negative. So we'll come over here. You see, this is a main working area for the family. Okay, we're not looking at the mess. We're looking at the energy of what they're doing. And it seems as if what they're doing is on the positive side. However, probably the energy that is being created here could be done in a more efficient way, not because it's a mess on the table, but because of the amount of work that has to be done so that the organization can't run in the way that it's supposed to run. So you see it's pretty neutral here. When I go back a little bit, there is activity, and on the physical side, not on the emotional side. Okay, if we go around and we take a look, and because we're not actually going into the room, you see that there is a lot of positive energy, not as much that could possibly be shown if we go in the room, but we are not able to go in the room at the present time. Kitchen. Now, you know, in a lot of families, the kitchen is the hub. Okay, this is where the meals are prepared. This is where there's a lot of communication between the whole family, and they sit down at dinner, and you see that there is activity in here, nothing to worry about whatsoever, and it's definitely on a positive side on the physical and on the spiritual and emotional levels. And just right now there's nobody here, so of course it's not as active as if there were people standing in the room, because we would then pick up the energy of each individual. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go down to the basement. I'm going to cleanse the energy. Remember, positive energy would be on the higher levels of the house, and negative energies would go down into the basement. So we're starting off at the bottom of the stairs. So far we don't seem to have any activity whatsoever. If I turn 45 degrees, there is more activity. Remember, of course, that when we're dealing with energy, we're also dealing with feng shui. And so feng shui in different corners of the same room could have different vibrations. We're standing opposite the cold room right now, and it seems as if everything is okay in this area here. As we go in, if I remember correctly, we are standing in front of the furnace room. Okay, and if that's true, that is why the rods are both pointing to it, because of the electrical energy that is in the room. So let's make a discovery. There you go. So you see, no matter which way I put the rods, and if I play with the rods to make them turn, okay, they will go back to where they were. So if they face away from the electrical room, they're going to go right back. If I face this way, away from the electrical room, they're going to go right back. Why? Because of the attraction of the energy that's coming from that room. So let's move away from the room. Okay. Now in the main part of the basement, as you can see, we have some pretty active people in training. And so we take a look at the energy that's happening in this part of the room. And a lot of physical energy that makes a lot of sense if somebody's exercising. Okay, emotionally, a lot of people do use exercise as a form of meditation. Here I don't feel that that's the case in particular. I think it's actually for physical training. And again, not much in the emotional side, much more activity on the physical side. So then if we go and face this way, away from the equipment, although there is still some equipment here, okay, then you see much more activity. So that means that the mindset of the person who's doing the training is really on the physical aspect of the training. I personally don't agree with that. I feel that you have to have the emotional training going along with the physical training in order to have what you need in order to achieve the goal of your chosen form of exercise, whether it be running, whether it be Ironman, whether it be yoga or anything else. So that's the energy of this room here. We found a cat. Let's see what the energy of the cat is. Obi! The cat won't stay still long enough for us to find out. But now we're going to go into what's known as the veggie cave, I believe. And so we're going to see what the energy is here. And here you see that this is the hub of the energy. This is where they make things happen, not only for themselves but for the people that they reach out to. People here are very involved in podcasts on a website called Plant Trainers, and they interview people that are absolutely amazing. In fact, I was once interviewed by them as well. So you see here that the energy is quite strong. And so this is basically their studio. So the energy here is very, very good. I wouldn't even try and change anything here, because if you try and change it, it will throw their whole routine, the whole way of working into disorder, and we don't want to do that. We want them to go out and do even more. So far that's what we've discovered. Thank you very, very much for joining me on this little adventure.